Hey everyone, Wedge here, and this is gonna be a little different than a normal video, and it's not gonna be for everybody, but I've had just a video I've wanted to make for a while. I'm not even just gonna go up on the main channel; it might go up on my channel, but I really need to just say this. I really need to just say this. So I wrote notes down because that's what I do when I have to make a video like this that I don't have a script for. Um, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and a little bit about basically my life with magic and how I've gotten to where I am, how I've gotten to this point in my life. And it's not that there's necessarily a point to this, but it's the title of the video is probably something like "Thank you." Uh, so you get the idea. So I started playing Magic in Urza Block. For those of you who don't know, it's like late '90s. A while ago. I'm old. I get it. Uh, but I was a young kid, maybe 10 years old. Um, and I get when one of my friends introduced me to it, they called it a card game version of chess, which I was super into chess, so that worked. Um, and I was hooked like right away, right? Just even from that age, I just knew that I was gonna like Magic, and I knew that I was gonna want to play all the time. And that's basically what I did. My parents, being the amazing people that they are, were super supportive. They've always been supportive, and that's important. So they would take me to a local game store. It's called Clino's. It's closed now, which is really sad. But at the time, they brought me there for F&M, which at the time wasn't F&M. It was Saturday Magic. It was Type One, which is Vintage, and that's all that anybody played. But it was so long ago that Vintage was not as big as it is now. Anyway, off track. Um, so they'd bring me to this game store. I was this little kid, like not even a teenager, uh, easily the youngest person there, one of the youngest, for sure. And most of these kids who were there were, remember, I'm like 10, 11, 12. They're 17, 20, 23, 26. I mean, there's this, the generation ahead of me. And it's amazing how well I was treated. Like, I was just this little kid, right? They helped me get better at the game. They were always so nice. And over the course of the next few years, I was there every weekend. I would go with some of my friends who helped teach me to play, and we would just hang out there with these people much older than us. But they were all so nice, and they treated us with respect and as if we were equals. And in a way, I was sort of raised by the local game store that I had. The community there was great, and I went there for a lot of years. And I guess it's one of the things that's influenced me most in like my Magic life to this point. It was an amazing experience going there, just growing up there. Basically, it was really nice. Um, that happened through like all of middle school and into high school. Then in high school, in 10th grade, I started getting IBS, which some of you know about, a lot of you don't. It's a digestive condition. It's why I'm sick all the time. So it's hard for me to do a lot of stuff, but it's why I'm sick all the time. Anyway, when you get IBS, it's hard to really go places and do things. And as time went on, it got progressively worse. But Magic was always there, right? I always played Magic, uh, which was really nice. It was nice that I didn't have to go anywhere to do it. I guess that's why video games are so great too. But Magic was just one of those games. I go to college. I befriend a group of people that none of them really play Magic at the time. So I stopped playing for a little bit. And then there was a falling out with that group, pretty bad falling out. And then the new friends that I made, uh, they all played Magic, and I just dove right back in. It made it so it was easier to get closer to them as I was trying to get to know them, because I was kind of alone after the first group, and I just parted ways, I guess. I didn't have a lot of friends. Biggs, who was our web admin, our like treasurer finance guy, Biggs is who introduced me to this group. Who has Armstrong, who writes our tournament reviews and does like a lot of our lore videos and deck tech stuff like that. He's part of that group too, so I met him, and we just grew really close. Magic helped a lot. Trust me, if anybody tells you that magic helps make friends, they're right, because it does. Uh, it helped me not be alone, which was, I guess, the important thing, right? So I grew really close to them, and then the end of college rolls around. I had this whole plan of what I wanted to do. I had everything set up of what I wanted to do with my life, and then going into the last 2 years of college, the reason I picked a job that would make a lot of money, but I would not be happy doing it. I just thought that when you got a job, you should do it just because you want to make a lot of money. My grandmother passes away a year and a half before I graduate, and her big thing was always money doesn't make you happy. And I always said money can buy me a Lamborghini, and that would make me happy. I would always say that. But my grandmother always said that money doesn't make you happy. And if you want to be happy in life, you need to be content with everything around you, not just money. After she passed away, that kind of hit me really hard. And it made me realize that I don't want to spend my whole life doing something I don't like if it just means that I can just like have money. Which might sound weird to some of you, but that's just how my brain works now. So I graduate. I no longer want to do what I had planned to do at all, whatsoever. So what do, right? I graduated. There are question marks everywhere. No idea what I'm doing. So while I'm trying to figure out what I want, right? While I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, I'm like, you know what? I had been watching YouTube since high school. I've been playing Magic my whole life, and it's always been there for me. Why don't I try making a Magic YouTube channel? That sounds cool. I asked some of my friends, a lot of the guys I met through, like in college, that I met through, like Magic basically. I got close to them through Magic, I should say. And then one of my best friends from home, Hex, who's our video editor, I asked all of them, like, hey, would you want to help with this? Does this seem like a cool idea? And it was just like, while I had no idea what I was doing with life. And they were like, yeah, this sounds great. So we started the channel. I started it mainly because I love Magic and I loved YouTube. And I felt like YouTube is where I most belonged, because I never thought I really belonged anywhere. Like, I had friends, but I never thought I belonged somewhere, you know? Never really thought that. So it just felt right, you know? It just felt right. So we started the channel, and I mean, after the first week, we had 36 subscribers, I think. And I was so grateful. Like, I couldn't even imagine people were subscribing. I made videos because I wanted to make videos, and I wanted to like be a part of a community that I thought was great. And it would make me feel like I belonged somewhere, which is what I really wanted. I wanted to belong, because I was pretty lonely. But anyway, so we had 36 subscribers after the first week, and like 90 after the second week. And every time we gained a subscriber, I remember the feeling. I freaked out a little inside. I was like, oh my God, someone actually watches the videos. That's amazing. Because we put a lot of work into them. A lot. Because I wanted to make good stuff. You know, and that's why we tried to make better video quality and work on audio quality and just give good content. I wanted to do something good. I wanted to give something back. And YouTube is known for being full of toxicity, right? Just mean, angry people in the YouTube comments. The Manosaurus is the exception to that rule since day one. You've all been so sweet and so nice and so supportive and so loving of the channel and the game and everything. You've been amazing. I have no real words for it. Honestly, I don't. But you've been fantastic. And I don't really think I can say that for any other part of the internet. Even other Magic channels, some of them are like a lot more angry. You're all so nice all the time. And that's what I wanted to like cultivate. And I'm so glad it's turned out this way. You're all amazing. It's the best community in the world. Again, notes. So from very early on in the channel, even when I had like 30 subscribers, it felt so right. Nothing had ever made me as fulfilled as making videos and having even one comment being like, good video. That was just, it just hit me. And I was like, oh, wow. Even now, that's a little tidbit for you. Sometimes, because I try not to do this because I get like a little obsessive. I'll like refresh to see how many subscribers we have, and if it goes up by like 1, I'll be like, somebody new likes the channel. Like I still freak out about that, right? Which is a little corny, but it's true. I still freak out about that. I appreciate so much that you like the channel. It means a lot. Right. Okay. So, all right, into like the crux of the reason I'm making this video, but it's already been, wow, 10 minutes. So we make videos. We start July 2013. We make videos a year and a half or a year and a little bit. We get to October of 2014. Khans of Tarkir had just come out. And we get a package from Wizards of the Coast. Like, oh my God. They send us 5 Khans of Tarkir intro decks, or intro packs. I like tear up a little bit. Up to that point, we hadn't been really acknowledged. Not that I ever expected to be acknowledged by Wizards when I started the channel ever. When I started the channel, I just wanted to make cool videos until I figured out what I wanted to do with my life. So I had no idea it would get to where it's gotten whatsoever. I never expected that Wizards would care at all. So we got these intro decks from Wizards, and I freaked out. I was like, who can I talk to? Who can I thank for this? Oh my God, this is crazy. And then a month later, out of nowhere, I get the Dual Decks anthology in the mail, and I am just speechless. I just stare at it for hours. I'm so thankful. I didn't even know they knew about the channel. I didn't even know they cared. But that was really like the first time that Wizards really like reached out in a way, and it meant a lot. I mean, we're talking about the company that makes the game that basically helped me grow up, right? So I kind of freaked out. Then we release our playmat in February/March, for a Kickstarter, and 444 of you buy it. I kept the price as low as possible, and I was blown away by how many of you supported it. It meant the world to me. It really did. I didn't know that we had so many people who cared enough to buy our playmat. But that was great. 400. I was praying to sell like 50, maybe 50. I was like, come on, 50. 444. I'll never forget that. That was kind of amazing. And yeah. After that, this is probably one of the biggest moments in my entire life, which sounds sad, I guess, but it really isn't. I get an email from Wizards, from the editor of Daily MTG, says, you get a spoiler for Dragons of Tarkir. And I still remember when I got the email that's like, you're on the spoiler list for Dragons of Tarkir. I just bawled. I cried. I legit cried, like actual cried. That's the dream, right? Right? For a content creator in Magic, like getting a spoiler, that's history. You're helping to make history. You present something to the world. It's amazing. I'm shaking now just thinking about it. So we got Damnable Pact, which was amazing. Hilarious, because we never use anywhere near like harsh, even though Damnable is not really harsh language. We don't use anywhere near harsh language on the channel, so getting Damnable Pact was kind of funny to me. But it was a rare. And it was a great card. It's awesome for Commander. It was a great card. And I was so baffled that they would actually give the Mana Source a chance to preview something, to be part of like the system. And I couldn't thank them enough. I didn't know how. Even now, I don't know how. I wish I could do more for them. I do. But I can't think of anything. So that's when I really knew that Wizards actually cared about the channel. Like, really. They're like, we support this. We trust you to actually help us. And it was like life affirming, I guess. Because at that point, if you guys don't know, it's like 80 or 90 hours a week for this channel, give or take. It's not a 9-to-5 job. I pretty much, this is what I do like every second of every day. So Magic Origins comes along, and we get Jace's Sanctum as a spoiler. I was so happy we got another spoiler. After Damnable Pact, I was like, I hope they liked it. What if they don't like it? Are they going to regret letting us preview a card? Oh my God, is this going to be terrible? I was so nervous that we wouldn't get another card. I was so scared that they were just disappointed and hated it. And then I get the email from Magic Origins like, here's your spoiler, Jace's Sanctum, and it was another sweet EDH card with very clear uses that were obviously going to be played. And I just again, and it was a Jace card. It's awesome. And again, I freak out a little bit, and it helps me realize that Wizards cares about its contributors. They do. Obviously, they have to. And I got all warm inside. And that month, from like mid-July to mid-August, because after that we released our Patreon, which we're going to be updating soon with like a lot of cool stuff, I promise. It's actually going to be really neat. The Patreon is why I'm still making videos for you. They allow me to live a life where I can do this full time. Granted, like I'm not going to go out, buying anything, but I can afford to live. And this is what I like to do. So that's all I really want. And patrons let me do that. And I'll think of a way to thank them, but it won't be in this video because I have no idea how. Then I get invited to the Community Cup, and I remember that moment. A week before, because usually like there was voting and stuff, a week before I posted on Twitter, I was like, listen, when Community Cup voting starts, just don't vote for me. Like, just, I don't deserve it. There are better members of the community. And I was serious. Like, I didn't think that I should have gone, like, when I posted it, I was like, there are better people. There are so many better people. And then a week later, I get this email, like, you're invited to the 2015 Community Cup, and jaw dropped. And I just stared at this email for like 10 minutes. I'd close it, reopen it. I would look away, look back. And once it really sunk in that it was real, it might have been like top 5 best moments of my life. Being acknowledged to that level, that I matter, that the channel matters, that I've done something good for the community, there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that at all. And yeah, there's just no feeling. I was so nervous and anxious and scared and excited and honored and just speechless. I had no idea what to think. The big thing that a lot of you don't know is I have pretty bad social anxiety. I can talk to a camera just fine, but when you put me in front of a bunch of people, I'm not great. This is like this is how you see me, which is great, and that's how I want you to see me, where like I'm relatively normal, kind of, and I can talk and or I can speak and everything's fine. But when I'm I get really anxious and afraid and nervous, and I get the shakes, and I'm not good in groups. I'm not. That's why I'm meant for YouTube, really. So I was really scared for the Community Cup. There were a few moments where I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. There's no way. Because up to that point, it's been years since I had been to like a real like gathering of people. I'd stay inside. I'm a hermit, very much so. Less now, but more, before then. But I'm like, I can't not go. It's the biggest honor I've ever had in my life. I have to go. So I human up. I human up and I fly to Seattle, and I have no idea what to think. I have no idea what to expect. I don't know anything. Within the first 2 hours of being there, I meet Stibbs, Adam Staborski, who writes Command Tower for Daily MTG, and Tim Willoughby, who does coverage. You've probably seen him a lot. So nice. Both of them, so nice. Just spoke to me like we had known each other forever. I was so nervous. I was shaking the whole time. But we just met in like the hotel lobby and we just talked about things and got drinks from a bar. I don't even drink that much, but we got margaritas, so I had margaritas. They were so kind and so nice, and and so inviting, and they made me feel better right there. And then Nate Holt, from Walking the Plains, he's the wizard. He came in again, so nice, just talking to me like we had known each other forever. I was just part of this 4-person group just talking, and I was so afraid before then, but as time went on, I just, it was easier to drop the shields because everyone's so freaking nice. So this was Thursday, and then as the night rolled on, more and more people showed up. Everyone's so nice, so nice. And then we meet, and we go to Wizards, which is like right next door. And freaking so kind. Lee Sharp, Trick Jarrett, Josie. There are no words for how nice everyone at Wizards is. There really aren't. It's kind of unbelievable, actually. They're so nice. Everyone is so nice, and it's not just some faceless company. They're people, and they all love Magic so much. And every conversation I had that weekend was phenomenal, and I learned a lot. And it's what I expected, which was a group of people making Magic because they love Magic, and that's what it was. And it was beautiful and just wonderful in every way. I wish everyone could see that. They can't, but I wish everyone could. So that's why I wasn't on coverage also, by the way. Or I wasn't on coverage a lot because I asked not to be, because I have really bad social anxiety. But I was there and I did it, and everyone was really supportive and they understood, and they were all so nice. And just, I say nice over and over again because I can't, that's just how it was. They were just great. Everyone was great. And it was perfect the way it ended. It was perfect. I do not regret a second of it. Close to the best experience of my life was the Community Cup. That was amazing. Right. If you want to know more about that, maybe I'll make a video or write something that goes a little bit deeper. I don't know, maybe. Around that time, we got our Battle for Zendikar spoiler, which was Tajuru Warcaller. It was a little bit before that. And that was amazing. That was a limited powerhouse. Was super excited about that. I freaked out. And this time, Blake, the Wizards dude who sends us our spoilers, he sent it to me and he was like, "This card is so good and limited. I've been beaten by it so many times." And that was great, right? Like, he talked to me. I hugged him at the Community Cup. I was like, "Thank you for sending us spoilers. You're so nice. I love you." No, he's great. He's great. Him and Trick. I talked to Trick a lot. He was great too. All right. So anyway, so that was Battle for Zendikar. That was great. I say great a lot. All right. So that comes to now. And the reason I'm making this video is you've probably seen by now that we got a Commander 2015 spoiler, and it was Anya, Merciless Angel. It's a mythic rare. It's one of the legends. They entrusted us, the Manosaurus, with one of the legends in the command. Like, I saw it and I honestly, I didn't think we were going to get a spoiler for Commander. I didn't even know that we were on the list. I had no idea. And then I just look at my email and I'm like, "Oh, cool. Like, we have a preview card? Awesome." And I look at it and boom, it's a legendary creature in Commander. It's a Commander. And I freak out. I shake. I just, like, tears fill my eyes. I mean, I'm so thankful. And I feel so honored to be able to preview something like that, because it means that Wizards trust us not to mess it up, you know? It means they trust us to do something good. And that's amazing to feel. Wizards, who has done so much for me, and Magic, who has done so much for me, for them to trust me and trust the Mana Source enough to do that, it means everything. It means the absolute world to me. That's what was really the catalyst to me making this, was just, I want to thank all of you for watching. Obviously, you're what makes the Mana Source the Mana Source. And I really want to thank Wizards of the Coast, because you're so supportive and so kind and trusting, and you care about the community and you care about its creators, and I am beyond grateful for being a part of all of this. And Anya really just, that was just next level. I thank you, truly thank you so much. It means the world to me. It really does. And it's gotten to a point where Magic has now brought me a lot of my friends. It's brought me my career, my job, my hobby, my purpose. You know, it fills me with purpose. And most recently, it's brought me my girlfriend, met through streaming on Twitch, streaming Magic. It's brought me everything. I love Magic. I love this game. And despite its ugliness sometimes, I love this community. And Mana Source community especially. And I love Wizards. And at this moment, I would not trade anything I have for another chance at anything else. This is exactly what I should be doing and where I should be doing it. So thank you again for watching. I know this was really long. Sorry. I love all of you, and you're all amazing. And more videos soon. Yeah, on the main channel. Have a good day, guys and gals. Peace.